What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another podcast episode with Stripped Out of Neutral. And we got your favorite hosts, Antonio the Quiet Storm, Motorlytics, and Living with King. And
What's happening?
Today we'll be talking about how we feel about Japanese JDM vehicles and what we appreciate most about them. But before we get started, we're going to go around the room and we're going to see how all my brothers doing and what they got going on and what they've been working on. So let's start with the big dog who put us all together, the glue, Tonio the Quiet Storm. How you feeling, brother?
What's happening, everybody, man? I'm doing good, man. Just, living life, taking it day by day, man, and enjoying it, man. So that's the way we got to be, taking it day by day, man. Live each day like it's your last. So doing good, man.
So that's great. That's great. All right. And Motorlytics, my German specialist, Mr. BMW. How you feeling, brother? What's been going on?
Hey, man, I'm living a dream, man. One day at a time, staying blessed out here, keeping the Lord first. I've been good. Ain't nothing major going on. It's boost season, so it's cold out here in North Carolina. So just in case you guys ain't know, but yeah, I'm doing good, man. I appreciate another day to come together with you guys.
Yes, sir.
And last but not least, my brother, the world traveler, living with kings. How you feeling, man? What you been up to?
Nothing much, man. Working in the world of athletics, man. It's been a fun time dealing with obviously being in Connecticut, working at the University of Connecticut. Been dealing with obviously our girls won the national championship last year, so we just got done with a bunch of ceremonies for that. Helping them get their rings, doing a lot of ceremonies for them, and then obviously gearing up for them to actually make another run. Dealing with our men's team about to make a run. So we are in talks with us being busy until April. So
Wow.
just having fun with being in athletics and having fun, but also, staying on to the car stuff and watching videos to keep that love and passion for sports and cars. So that's pretty much what I just been doing is watching videos and then working.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, y'all.
And what's
Oh,
going on with you, Deuces? What's going on with you, man?
What I've been up to, yeah. All right. What I've been up, man, I still been working on my projects, man. Still been molding my Honda, and really got all of my parts in from Australia for my right hand drive Nissan. And tomorrow we'll be starting manual transmission swap. So it's lit. It's lit, man. So I'm finally booked in and locked in, and me and my boy. It's simple. The only thing that's tedious about this job is just cutting the firewall for the third pedal and the master and clutch cylinder, but that's the only hard part really. Everything else is bolt on, so it's lit, man. I'm excited, and I'll be able to put this out here, man, and make some content. I know everybody ready for this one. Like that's all I keep hearing about. When we gonna see the Laurel? So it's coming, y'all. It's coming, y'all.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's gonna be epic.
Yeah. So that's it, man. Just staying active, man, and getting right, slowly getting right, man. All right, y'all. So about this topic, how do you feel about Japanese domestic vehicles, and what do you appreciate most about them? And I guess we'll go in the order backwards where we started. Let's start out with living with kings.
Yeah. Yeah. As far as me, just growing up, I just think about those times where, so I think the other previous podcast, I told y'all I'm from New Jersey. I grew up in New Jersey, the inner city of New Jersey. A lot of the JDMs I dealt with is a lot of the Hispanic culture. They latched on to that as well. So the Hondas and obviously upgrading their Hondas, making them really low, making them really loud. So those was like my first interaction of just being closely around a lot of the Hispanic culture and watching them. And then obviously, as you get older, I was a big BMW lover because of the movie Taxi. If y'all don't know the movie with Queen Latifah and what they did and all that really made me love BMWs. And I was just like, as a kid, that's my favorite car. But as I got older, I grew into muscle cars as well. So like those are like my first interactions, but after that, then I started seeing people in the neighborhood get BMW. So I was like, yeah, I think that's it for me. But I ended up falling out of love. But you know, it's good to see how everybody's diverse being up north again because it's a lot of JDMs around here as well. It's not a lot of muscle cars up here. It's a lot of JDM, so you just see a lot of it. So I think I seen the Skyline the other day, and I was like, "Why the fuck you get that here?" So it's just like you see it. That's why I love going to car meets and car shows because it makes your mind wonder to be not be closed off into like what you like. It goes to show love to other people's builds, and it be a lot of JDMs out there, especially up here up north because people just love those type of cars and the creativity that goes into building those type of cars.
Cool.
Well spoken. Well spoken, man. Motolytics, man. How do you feel about JDM vehicles, and what do you appreciate most about them?
I always like JDM vehicles. I just always like the Skyline, the GTRs. That was always my thing, man. Just from Fast and the Furious, that was just like that was the pinnacle of performance right there. That was the pinnacle of everything for me. And then driving down driving down roads and seeing the circle lights in the back, man, that was just epic to me. But if I could say what I appreciate, I mean, to be honest, without JDM, other culture, my culture wouldn't be a thing. JDM came up with body kits, coilovers, turbos. We may not have invented those, but like as far as like really diving in and changing up how your car feels, I drive a BMW, and BMW is an old company. They started in like 1915, somewhere around there. But if you really go back to their history, they have a racing history, but like as far as like really modding cars and stuff like that, that wasn't them. That was Japanese culture, especially things like coilovers and stuff like that. Like that's different, adding boost and all that. So, we have that to thank. Because I mean, I got coilovers on my M3 right now. So like, just that wasn't always a thing. And then like they age differently. So, the lightweight mechanical feel of a JDM car, like nowadays it's just you don't have like, I mean, really being honest, like in this day and age, there ain't really a lot of JDM cars that are like the old ones. They kind of like, if you see anybody driving a JDM car, it's usually an older car. Because that's where they live. So they ain't really got nothing else. I mean, even the Nissan GTR is gone. So, that was the last one kind of really hanging on. I mean, you got the BRZ, that is still out there kind of thing. But I mean, I guess that's kind of cool. Then Toyota got something similar to that. But as far as like the horsepower and performance, really, I mean, you really ain't got much. And so like they just age differently. Even when you see a Skyline today, I'm still like, man, that's crazy, man. Like, just I mean, you look in it, it may not have, all the screens and all the stuff, this and the third, but like it's timeless. It's like Chef's Kiss, you know what I'm saying? Like every time you take care of it and whatnot. And they punch above their price points too. So I mean, when you really think about any JDM car, I mean, even up to like the the Acura NSX, and things like that, you would, for the price point, or the 300 Zs and stuff like that, 350 Zs and stuff like that, the price points that they're at, you're not getting up for those prices. And even used, or like the older models, like I got a guy in Fayetteville. He just picked up, I don't know what year it is, but he picked up a 19 something Skyline. He paid 30 grand for it. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, and it's still, it still look good to me. So, and then they got iconic engines. I'll say that. That's my last point. They got iconic engines. 2JG, even the VTEC engines, like, in the Civics and stuff like that. I mean, that's where you really get, Civics with a keyboard. So, they pull them on, you just don't know. So yeah, that's really, my appreciation for them. I just wish that more manufacturers, Japanese manufacturers, would bring that passion and love back, and come up with some new stuff.
Yeah. All right. Great points, man. Tonio, the Quiet Storm, man. How do you feel about JDM vehicles, and what do you appreciate most about them?
Well, I guess since brought up Fast and the Furious, I guess I'm the dom of this group because I grew up, American Muscle, but but I will say, as far as some of the JDMs like the Honda Prelude and Acura TLs, man, I did want one of those. Either first it was the Prelude, and then start seeing the TLs. I'm like, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get me one. They brought the Prelude back. So, so yeah, it's like it's like those were pretty decent cars that I like, as far as and then now seeing them, they souping them up, you know, people having those cars like the older model TLs, and kind of going crazy with them. It's amazing what they're doing to them, and putting the boost and stuff, and the superchargers and stuff on them, man. It's just crazy, man. Then I remember the guy, actually, Deuces, him. You actually did his lights with the green TL, the way he has it set up, and the way he got his tires and stuff set up, and all the lights and stuff, man. I'm like, wow. So that was dope. That was dope the way he did that. So that's my appreciation for the JDMs, man. I like, they don't even have to, put a boosted engine or nothing in it. It's just the way they, customize it and stuff like that, man. And I like the customizations they're doing. So
yeah, that aesthetic feel is something that like JDM, like, cause it's like, they created a lot of cultures. Like stance culture, time attack, Honda street builds. I mean, they just the Japanese changed the game. So, drift culture.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, obviously there's some muscle cars these days drifting, and then, they drift BMWs and stuff like that. But, that started in the mountains and stuff out there in Japan. That hit different. So
Tokyo Drift.
yeah, that I mean, to be honest, like, I mean, going back to Fast and the Furious, like seeing that, and it changed, like you said, it changed a different thing, because it's like, dang, man, that's actually real cool. So, so yeah,
As we speak about culture,
you said what?
I would say, as we speak about culture, was it JDM that started the slam culture, like slam to the ground?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you see clips to this day, they really be on that type of time, man.
Yeah. Yeah. All that stuff. I mean, when you really think about it, like it really originated there. And then a lot of other brands adopted that stuff. Because I mean, you really think about all the auto brands. I mean, I can't really name one that actually started, a culture. I mean, yeah, in America we got like drag races. Not really, saying that's not really a Japanese thing. Not saying they can't do it, but that's not really usually their thing. But other than that, I mean, what else we got? I mean, like, let's be real. So, Japanese, they hit different. So yeah.
Yeah. All right, y'all. I got a lot of points, man, but I'm gonna get out smoothly, man.
Let him.
Yeah, okay. What I appreciate about JDM culture, it started out. I guess you can say, if you look at any of my baby pictures from back in the day, man, I always had Hot Wheel cars. And I won't really one of them kids that destroyed my cars, make them crash together and all that, like some kids. I was amazed with the design, and I think that kind of played a role in how I build cars now, man. The details, the aesthetics, the right kits, the right colors, it's an art, man. So I've been looking at that, model cars and Hot Wheel cars since I was 5 or younger, man. And that was always motivation. Like, it's crazy as a kid. It's like, one day I want to, I'm having little car meets as a kid, and it's crazy that we're doing this in real life. My cousins tell me all the time, man. And then from the toys, it was video games. I remember PlayStation 1, I was playing Gran Turismo, Test Drive 5s, and Driver You the Wheelmans and all that. And then the Need for Speeds came out in PlayStation 2. That was the game changer. When I tell y'all, I was no life in them story modes, man. Underground 1 and Underground 2. man. And I still got them to this day. Most Wanted, Carbon. My favorite one was Pro Street though. Pro Street was my favorite one, and why is because you really had to get in your lab, and they gave you the freedom to like tune your vehicles and adjust your suspension, make it soft and hard, and based on how you could like you had to move right and adjust it right, or you couldn't even control your car half the time and all that. So you had to really get in the lab and adjust different components on a video game just so you could be able to finish a race. So it was crazy, man. It was crazy eye opening. And then that stuff you can do now in Forzas and all that nowadays. So yeah, Need for Speed, man, they paved the way. At the same time, on Need for Speed, Fast and Furious was dropping when I was young. So I was born in '96. So yeah, what Fast and Furious came out like early 2000s. Yeah, no, that was a time, man. And that's an Fast and Furious is another one of those that really helped shape my appreciation for the car scene, because if y'all don't remember, the first one was really about how scary Hondas were. If y'all go back, it showed a lot of stuff. It showed the problem with the Eclipse. The Eclipse always had one issue: the transmission. It didn't have enough gearing, and he was trying to get his all. I don't care how much he was putting dumb money in there trying to get that thing, to push through. It's falling apart in the races and all that because it was limited. The transmission was limited. I'm gonna tell you how I know. I played Need for Speed back in the day. Oh, was it Need for Speed or was it was it Forza? Probably, I think it was Need for Speed. I had an Eclipse 2. I'm blowing mugs out the gate, all rip. Like the way that mug launched was crazy. But look, you'll be maxed out. I think it was like 4 gears in that transmission. You'll be like, man, I'm about to win. And then somebody behind you, hear them all still shifting. You like you maxed out. That red limiter like this. You hear somebody behind you still shifting. You like Ja Rule. You like, oh my God. Always, yeah, Brad. You better not bring that Eclipse to no quarter mile, boy. You're gonna be hurt, boy. You better hope somebody mess up shifting, man. But it was funny how they showed that, man, and they introduced the world to Spoon. Like you remember when he had raided the garage on, and he was like, "Oh, they got Spoon parts." Let me tell y'all about Spoon. Spoon parts, the most elite racing parts in Honda. Matter of fact, you see the prices on like little plastic pieces, and your stomach will be hurt. Like they dominated like the those big races where different manufacturers were competing, showing off who was better back in the day. They were killing the game back in the day, man. When Spoon, like, and I think some of y'all, when y'all go to shows, y'all see people with the Spoon wraps, the blue and yellow color wraps. You know how it's kind of split two-tone. That's the look they had when they were doing those manufacturer versus manufacturer races, and they were dominating, man. So the significance of why people were so scared when they saw Spoon ain't no joke. If you see somebody with Spoon parts when they got that hood, you better not. You better not. And that boy Jesse thought he was gonna be the Spoon NSX. Y'all remember that? Boy, they told his goofy tail not to do it. Don't do it. That boy wanted to be so bad.
He probably got all this money in the hood. He's like, man, no, I got it.
Man, Volkswagen Jetta ain't touching that Spoon in that set. What's wrong with him? But yeah, Need for Speed, man. Need for Speed put us on to the aftermarket. That's another thing you can appreciate about JDM is the aftermarket culture, the different part manufacturers, the different wheels. That's what's really crazy. I mean, to this day, everybody's still running. When you go to shows, you're gonna see old school wheel companies from back in the day still relevant. Work, you see a lot of people will work on Meisters. They're like, those are like $4,000 to $6,000 a set. So if y'all ever see work Meisters in the show, which is very popular, them boys spent dumb money on them. you still see OZs and Lowenhart. I got Lowenhart down here. Yeah, Lowenhart was iconic back in the day. Racing Heart, all them people. They still do it, man. They still relevant, man. They still making wheels. And then what I love to do, I'm a classic wheel collector. So when you can get legendary and rare wheels, it's respected because it's history. You know what I mean? You got to really know your history to know why the significance of these wheels, and then getting discontinued wheels, like to possess a set of discontinued wheels that's never gonna be manufactured ever again. Boy, that's like a gem, man. It's like you rolling around with some Pirates of the Caribbean treasure on, you know what I mean? So I love to collect it for the culture, man. Whenever I get a chance. And I think when I be posting TikToks, one of those wheels, the Long Hearts, they're really rare. Matter of fact, it was funny when I got in my first Slam Enough show. I think I had cracked one of my wheels and I had to run mismatch. I think Tony, I remember that. But by me, I was like, I wasn't even gonna go. And then I was like, you know what? Let me put some tires on these Long Hearts and let me try to see if I can get in. And the owner of Son Enough, he was like, when we got to the gate, because of course they gonna Son Enough don't play, man. You gotta your car gotta be on point when you get there. Oh, they don't care if you spent your money or not. Like they be at the gate observing every detail. If you got a chip in your paint, you get a wrap tearing, you ain't getting in. So the owner be at the gate inspecting, and he was like, he was like, bro, where'd you find those wheels? I was like, you wouldn't believe if I tell you. You wouldn't even believe if I tell you. I got them off First for Marketplace for a steal, and he was like, yeah, let him in. And I was like, yeah, we in there. So like, I'm just putting y'all on there. Like, look up the history of wheels, man. It's all on Pinterest too. Like they got different charts of when they were released and what to look for. I got charts now, man. I'm looking and collecting because they really cheaper than a lot of wheels than y'all think. Like they really affordable. I think like if you really lock in and look at the Japanese websites and auctions, they go for like $600 a set. You can't beat that compared to now. And then you really got something very depending on the condition. You really got some hard. And then what's crazy now to be, we're gonna talk about it. A lot of new wheels are replicas or like spin-offs of the OG wheels. So it's crazy, man. But yeah, the aftermarket support, the different kits, different body kits you can get, the creation of splitters and which is something that even muscle cars doing now. We putting splitters on, we putting rear diffusers. They started that, man. The wings, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot of influence and great things that JDM brought to the game. The different wheels, the airbag suspensions, coilovers, just race components. Period, man. And the different exhausts. Okay, so let me let's talk about the different exhaust manufacturers. The way the engines sound, the potential power, the picture, like Mo Litch talking about, like the Skyline and that RB engine, the RB25 and RB26 are always going to be iconic because of the sound and the potential power. And 2JZs, like y'all know, people got 2JZs going up to 1,800 horsepower. That's insane. So and they're only inline sixes. Like that's another thing. Like JDMs, man, their V8s really, these people ain't really like, they got to go LS, and that's another thing. Like the drift culture, these people getting the JDM cars are so lightweight. They usually like 2,000 to 3,000 pounds unless you gut it out, and you better hope the mug ain't gut it out. And then they put all that power in there. And so like people drifting JDM cars because they light, and then they put LS engines for reliable and strong engines and power when they doing all that. Because that drifting, y'all, holding that rev limber and all that, that's a lot of wear and tear. And then they go LS because it's simple to swap. I've been learning about LS lately, man. It's really eye opening and crazy how simple they are and how easy to build they are and how cheap they are because it's so many vehicles that Chevy had put LSs in. Like y'all wouldn't even believe they in Cadillacs. I bet y'all didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But Escalade's got LS engines and all.
They putting them in everything.
They'll put them in anything, so you can find any type of wrecked truck and just pull them out. That's what I do. I be getting trucks and parting them out and sewing the LS engines. But okay, the exterior. Okay, 90s and 80s Japanese cars, the way they were designed will never get old. I know y'all talking about it's crazy how y'all see the classic ones still relevant. Well, what's crazy is the classic ones are still gaining value to this day. Like if y'all saw Skylines, when y'all said y'all saw Skylines, boy, my stomach low key tightened up because I can't imagine how much they paid. I just looked and them ones going like 50K and up. Like, and that's pretty. It's pretty amazing, man. NSXs, they going for a mortgage price, depending on which one you got. I remember I saw one on the market for $800,000. I'm like, good Lord, that's a lottery ticket. So the value, man, and I feel like the movie culture kind of helped boost that up. I mean, we ain't gonna not like what y'all didn't know is the NSX and the S2000, which is another valuable car. Y'all won't believe the S2000 going for $30,000 to $40,000 right now. And that's another car that was in Fast and the Furious. The NSX and the S2000 were the only rear wheel drive Hondas ever made in the game, so that's what made them really iconic. And then the way they were made, the NSX looks like a Ferrari. You know, it looks very elegant and exotic. The S2000, you know, it came with a manual transmission, but what's significant about it is the cluster, which goes like. I won't believe the cluster itself. You look on the market, the cluster worth like thousands of dollars, man. And what was crazy is their rev limiter goes across the whole gauge like a bar, like you see on the video game. Their shift limiter, it'll show you a whole bar. It was real advanced, man. So that's really it's pretty cool the details they put in those a lot of those cars. I tell anybody if you want to go JDM, go special edition because it's gonna come with some crazy stuff. The SIs. They came with special clusters and all these special components and all that. So yeah, you do a lot of research and look for special edition. My Japanese cars is a special edition. It's a medalist edition, and of course, because it's special edition, it comes with all these little add-ons and interior pieces and special this and special that. So yeah, when y'all go classic or y'all want to go JDM. Go special edition, man. It's more bang for your buck, man. But yeah, that's my little input, man. And I hope I cover everything. But yeah. But yeah, that's why I appreciate it, man. The design, the history, the value they still gaining, and you can't go wrong with the classics, man. I think you can't go wrong with classics in any genre. I'm loving it. I'm trying to get into it. And I plan on getting into the classic German cars. I've been looking at it and it's like I mean, I'm gonna put this perspective out here, y'all. If y'all just look at the different manufacturers and look at the different trims and the different body styles, that's how I decide what I want to invest in and what I want to build. Just the potential. Do I see potential? How was it designed when they dropped it? And if it had a crappy engine and transmission, we ain't worry about that because you just get the body. You get a good body, you can put the new stuff in. That's what I'm on. You know, put the new stuff or do your research and know what was the best engine in this that they manufactured at that time and the best transmission and all that. And just swap it, man. But yeah, I got love for classic muscles, classic JDM, just classic period, man. You gotta love the AGs, the OGs, man. Shout out to the OGs, man, that paid the way. And I hate. I mean, they be making tribute bills, you know, they be bringing them back, but it just don't be the same. If y'all know what I'm talking about, they be trying to bring back stuff, but it's like y'all boys jump. Y'all did a Hulk jump from where it first to where it looked like from back in the day, you know.
Yeah, I think they just, they be trying to hold on to that. Like they brought back the Honda Prelude, but I mean, it's essentially I think the car was like 40, 50 grand, and it's a hybrid like four-cylinder thing. So, and then they always try to bring back, cars to a certain extent, and then they never be like enthusiast cars. They just like slap a badge on it and be like, oh, we're bringing it back, but it don't never hold the old value of why we love the cars originally. And that's the thing is that and I I give them some slack too as well, because I feel like some of those, these are companies at the end of the day, so these people cycle out. And so at the end of the day, I think that whoever's in leadership at that point in time, they probably just be like, hey man, let's just, build a car and they'll like it regardless. Whatever we put out, will, what I'm saying? So, because I mean, you gotta have the old design. You gotta think about like some of these cars, as old as they are, some of these people may not even be alive no more. That like were part of the projects and part of the design teams, and things like that. So it's like, and even if they were still alive, how much would it cost in R&D just to get that person to come back and help you design a whole new car and things like that? It's like, for example, they had made a Toyota Supra in like years. And then, they came out with a Toyota Supra and they threw a BMW engine in it. And then when it first dropped, everybody was like, oh my God, like, they weren't complaining about that the engine was a bad engine. They were just complaining about that it wasn't a bespoke car like the previous gen Supra. But the reality of it is that Toyota didn't want to like spend all that money creating a whole new engine, because that was the majority of it. And, and the thing about it is that like, I don't even think, based on the sales of the Supra, and the Supra, and if y'all don't know like how special even the new Supra is, that car holds some of the fastest records of like track and like drag racing because it was so light. I mean, literally light from the factory. And matter of fact, I actually saw one. They made a special edition. It was called the Carbon Edition. They only made, I think, like 40 of them or something like that. It was either 40 or 400 of them. I can't remember, but they didn't it was 100. So they only made 100 of them, and the car is going for stupid money. Like, it was complete aero, like a lot of carbon fiber parts and stuff like that. And it was really light. And it had to be B58 from the BMW like M340i's and stuff like that. And it was an amazing engine, but at the end of the day, people was expecting like another 2JZ. Toyota didn't have that kind of money, and you got like, it's also, like giving them a little slack is that car enthusiast world is not what it used to be, and finances is not what it used to be. So we got to think on like volume of these cars. And if I spend millions of dollars, sometimes billions of dollars in R&D and, years of trying to come up with a whole new car, and it only sell, 50,000, then it's like, well, dang, I just wasted, all this money. It's the same reason why, the Charger, that car, same Charger since 2015. Like the Hellcat came out, what I'm saying, all this, they came out with that body style. It was put on a Mercedes chassis. Everybody was like, man, I hope they update it. But even to this day, that car's still selling.
Yeah.
It's still selling. Like, bro, like they still selling. Even the engine itself, the government was cracking down on the emissions, and even the engine itself was an old engine. Like, I mean, it's an old design, just in general, like, it's an old engine. And it wasn't just because like Dodge couldn't do it. It was just like, yo, bro, this is already selling. Like, but you would cost to completely redesign. Like now, they got the new Chargers, but they don't look nothing like the old ones. And I mean, I always like the old 70s look of the Chargers in general, but even still, like, I think that's really what has affected the car culture these days, where they just let cars die off and they haven't really been able to bring them back because they have to be able to justify the price point of bringing the car back and it be such a niche. Because like sometimes I forget that like being a car person or a car enthusiast is a small niche of people in the entire world. Like we have places like SEMA, which I'm going to next year, and stuff like that. But we also got to think about like most people go buy a Honda, a Nissan, Toyota, just a regular car, and all they care about is driving to work. That's all they care about. You know what I'm saying? Getting to point A, B, and C. The majority, I would probably say 85-90% of the world, that's what they, that's what they do. They don't care about body kits and extra wheels and all that other stuff because cars are already an expense, and they, that just is what it is. And then back then as well is people used to keep cars longer. Nowadays, people get tired of cars. So, on average, it used to be a time when people used to keep cars 10 years, but now it's like 3 years. Hey man, I'm out of this genre. It's something new. I want something new. I want to switch brands. I'm tired of this genre. Like, it's just the way of the world, and it's sad, but yeah.
I guess that's probably why a lot of people probably lease their cars too now instead of, kind of actually buying them so they can, switch up. Once they lease run out, they can get something new, get something different. So I guess that's another reason why they do their leases and stuff like that too.
Yeah, because we the real car enthusiasts were like, we used to buying cars and keeping them for a long time, or really appreciating the car. Like every time I go to my garage, I see my M3, man. I'm like, yo, bro, that's a nice car, bro. I love my stuff. Like, I got, I got no intention of ever selling that car. But like you got to understand that like a lot of people nowadays, the people that are so-called enthusiasts, they get tired of stuff quick. You know what I'm saying? They go get it because they can. And then they be like, oh, well, a year from now, well, it's boring and I don't like it no more. I'm going to see what else is out there. And, I'm going to go get this. I'm going to go get that. And, the time of Jay Leno's is pretty much done. We are few and far between in our appreciation. And I feel like if the population was bigger, they could afford to bring back a lot of cars. I mean, cause even the Nissan GTR, everybody knows the history behind the Nissan GTR. Like people would go spend. The Nismo itself was $250,000 from the factory, brand new, $250,000. People would literally buy that car, and literally it was made to mom. Like I watched a video of the creator of the Nissan GTR and stuff like that, and it was literally made to be mine. People pushing like 2, 3, 4, 5,000 horsepower in them cars, running down the drag strip, beating everything. And at the end of the day, small population.
Yeah.
Texas 2K get gapped by GTRs. All day long. I know a dude built an Audi R8 and literally twin turbo and everything still got gapped by GTR. Still got gapped by GTR. Like in Madden, every year he go back to Texas 2K trying to beat the GTRs. But they still discontinued it at the end of the day. It wasn't enough sales.
Yeah, because nobody could afford. Like a lot of people can't afford this stuff.
So it's a mix between greed and the market itself. Because I'm gonna be honest, Nissan GTR won't work $250,000. I'm gonna tell you that right now. The interior was garbage. The engine was nice. Like it's like the Hellcats. Like they charging $90,000 to $100,000 plus for a Hellcat, but it's like, bro, like this the same Hellcat that used to be like 60 something in like 2015. Like, bro, like let's be real. Everybody gonna get tuned. Give me my 703 or whatever this is, third, and let me get out of here. But man,
people don't protest no more. People don't protest no more. They let people gotta stop falling for prices, man. And then things will be better for us. But these people throw out a stupid number. People fall for it, then it's gonna keep on going up. If you think about it, we gotta start protesting that mess. Let them all set the lot until they act right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All the influencers buying the Hellcats. They was going up music videos. Everybody want a Hellcat. I'm saying this and third. Like it was like, man, more parts that. And then what they do? The demand is higher. They raise the prices because they know people gonna be people literally upside down paying. Now I saw an Uber driver He was driving Uber in a Hellcat, a 2018 Hellcat. He had 100 and some thousand miles on it, paying $2,300 a month. Like, bro, to drive Uber.
Doing
Think
Uber.
about that, bro. Like, I know the statistics on a Hellcat, and most of the time people don't drive around in full horsepower. That's why they got the red key and they got the black key. And the reality is they don't drive around in the red key because it's something stupid. Like, it drink like 8 gallons of gas per minute or something. It's something crazy stupid. Like, it's not good on fuel. I'm like, bro, you paying $2,300 a month, bro, on a 100-some thousand mile 2018 Hellcat driving Uber, bro, you wild. Like, and that's the thing. Like, people don't care. Like, and even the JDM3s, I lucked out and I got mine for MSRP. But I also think that, like, you should have bought it in 21 when it first came out. And it was way cheaper. Matter of fact, it was $30,000 cheaper.
Oh, man.
In 21.
Wow.
So, like, when you think about, but the G80 M3, everybody won it. And all the influencers got it now. That's all. You see them all over social media. That's what everybody got, man. Got to get the G80 M3. Got to get, and what BMW do? Hey, man, y'all want it? Y'all gonna have to pay for it. So, you know, but that's my piece. You know, hopefully somebody comes back. The new CEO of Nissan is a real enthusiast. He's supposed to be coming out with something crazy. So hopefully he followed through and make a comeback for JDM. Other than like I said, the BRZ and Toyotas stuff that they got.
The aftermarket support is what's carrying the BRZ. We just gonna throw that out there.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for real. I mean, people LS swap BRZs too.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you know, and that car is light for the fact that you gut that jump, put a whole new engine in it, roll cage in it, bro. That's the only thing keeping that junk alive.
For that car and everything, man.
All right.
But yeah, okay. One thing I did forget about why I appreciate JDM is the reliability also. Very reliable, very good on gas, and easy to work on, and the parts are affordable. I gotta throw that out there.
Yeah. Yeah, you right. I mean, just reality.
Unless you get a Nissan. That's why Nissan. You want to know why Nissan going through what they going through? Cause they be taxing, bro, for parts, bro. I'm talking about the dumbest, simplest thing, man. That they hurt themselves, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now they trying to get in with Honda, and Honda like, hold on now, we ain't like y'all. Y'all was tripping.
I mean, but if you really think about it, even Honda has raised their prices. I mean, a Honda Civic Type R costs you $60,000, and that's if you don't get no narco.
Yeah, but that's special edition. That's special edition. That's what I'll tell you. Special edition come with special stuff.
I mean, if you be saying no racist.
Yeah, they do got a lot of add-on. I mean, you get the red seats and the crazy cluster. You know how they do.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Like you said, Nismo. Shout out to Nismo, man. You know they're special Nissan Infiniti aftermarket support, aftermarket port manufacturer. Man, they really like. If you see a Nissan, if you see a Nismo edition vehicle, she built to go like that. That's a race build, man. So
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I wanted a Q50 Red Sport for the longest time, but I wanted to get it certified pre-owned and something like that. Man, they was taxing on them jumps. They was taxing. Yeah. And you know the body style is an old body style. Like, I mean, they had that job for years. Even the interior is garbage. And I just wanted it because, you know, twin turbo V6. I mean, 400 from the factory, and you get a little tune on that job. I mean, you remember. Like, but I was not paying no $50,000-$60,000 for no Q50. Like,
I'm glad you didn't, though. I'm glad you didn't. You want to know why? Because I had a Lux edition, and I built mine, and I was breaking their hearts, taking them back to dealership. Because I mean, you could get a Red Sport, and you know, like you said, you got an advantage. I mean, it come with 400 and all that, but you could easily get that and more out of a base model if you do the right stuff. Man, I was eating them boys up, and they were mad as heck on the highway on 85. Bro, you know, Red Sport. No, take it back. Take it back, man. Do your homework.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
them Q60s and Q50s are fun, man. You do the right stuff, and you can if you put in the money, and that's the thing. Like building them ain't cheap. That's why I would
Yeah.
never do it again, bro. On my life, I'll never do it again, man, because it won't. I mean, the right exhaust was $3,000. That's why y'all never heard me shooting, shooting flames and all that. Because I'm like, dang, boy, I got to marinate on that. Is it really worth $3,000, man, for the exhaust setup?
Yeah.
Man, the turbo upgrades, 3,000. Dang, gone. It was a lot, man.
Well, Q, you said they bringing back the Honda Preludes. I tell you, the model that I like was a 2-door model with the headlights that fold up. So
Ooh, yes, sir. I know what you're talking about.
they're the ones that I liked.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean, it was a nice one. The new one, it don't have to fold up. Like matter of fact, I don't think they make any cars nowadays with the folding lights.
That's nostalgic.
But it is 2 doors though. It still is a 2-door sports car. Well, they call it a sports car.
Right.
So, yeah, I think it make like 200 horsepower or something like that with the electric motors or whatever.
They can keep it.
So,
Electric motor.
Like I said, the old Prelude were like that, man. The older ones.
Yeah. Yep. But yeah, we're approaching the almost an hour. So let's I guess we'll start wrapping this up, man. I guess go around the room and give last words so we can get on with our days and nights and what have you. So Deuces, I guess you go ahead and start, man. Give your last words on the JDM products and stuff.
Oh, yeah, man. I'm always gonna have love for the JDM cars, man, the classics, man, specifically 80s and 90s, and probably farther back if I'm fortunate. But yeah, y'all join me and let's try to find all the rare and legendary stuff, man. And collect it. That's what I'm on. But yeah, I love JDM, but I love them all. I love it's more than love for JDM. I love it all, man. I love the history. I love the body style. I don't care if it's JDM, American Muscle, European. You design a nice body style. I I can't help but just love and appreciate it, man. So that's all I gotta say, man. And shout out to everybody who support us, man. We love y'all.
Living with Kings. What's your last thoughts, bro?
Always found a respect for anybody who loved JDM. But my last words are just, if that's your passion, love it, love your passion, and go full-fledged with your passion, man. That's all I really got to say.
Sweet, sweet. Q, what you got, man?
JDMs will forever be the GOAT. If people still say that, the MVP, they started everything in the game. One of these days, I'm gonna get me a Nissan GTR. One of these days, we'll see. When that time comes, I just can't do no 2-door right now. But yes. As always, appreciate everyone that support us. Always love doing this with you guys, and keep the Lord first. Keep pushing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And my last thoughts, as far as JDM, man, like I said, that Honda Prelude, yep. That was one of them, and the Acura TL. And them Acura TLs are still out there. So hey, you never know. I might do like you and just get one for daily and whatnot. I ain't got to soup it up or nothing. Just get it for daily and keep the maintenance up on it and stuff. So, you never know. We'll see in the future. But yeah, man, we definitely appreciate everybody that tuned in today. We hope y'all learned something. Hope y'all learned something on the JDM side of things. And definitely we appreciate y'all watching again once again. And we're going to catch y'all on the next one. So We gonna holler at y'all later, fellas. As always, love y'all, man. And we're definitely on to the next one. We out.
Yeah.
Peace out. All right. Let me